Yes! Yes, 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 yes! Yo, 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 yo! We're back, guys. We are back. Guys, you walk in, please make sure you hit that like button. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember to click all because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Like always, thank you for tuning in to KR Culture Radio. It is Fresh Start Monday. Hakeem, Jordan, what's cracking like it? What's cracking like it? What's cracking like it?
We here trying to get it.
Yes, sir. We here. We here. We always are. We about to get in as always. It's a fresh start Monday. So let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get it.
Yeah, now we got about shout out to everybody that's watching us all across the board, Facebook, Instagram, okay, and also Twitch. Make sure you follow. So very important for you guys to follow us so you never miss it when we go live. Shout out to those right now watching us on Rumble and also X. And thank you guys so much for tuning in on TikTok and also Bingo Live. One girl right now says, Sarah, hey. I said, hey, Sarah, what's happening? What's kicking? Now, a lot of people wonder how come we didn't go live all last week. Yeah, last week due to the fact is we have certain things that's going on within the back. So now we did change our schedule. We will be going live once a week, which is on Monday. But after everything in the back gets situated, then we'll resume back to every day like we normally do. So guys, just tune in. Make sure y'all go check out the community post, the community tab on YouTube for those right now watching us on Bingo Live and also on TikTok. So make sure y'all go and check out the community tab on KI Culture Radio page on YouTube, and that's how you pretty much give you guys important information. Hakeem, why I say you got a echo sound?
Is it right now? Can you hear me anymore?
I can hear you fine. I don't know, probably on the YouTube, probably on the YouTube end. I don't know, but beforehand, we really do greatly appreciate you guys always for giving us love, support. We really do greatly appreciate you guys. I mean, KR Culture Radio, the biggest thing on the planet. Therefore, we're moving along to sports. Jordan, what's going on when it comes to aspect of sports news, big dog? Oh, wow. Jordan, you muted, I think.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I get it. You good, Hakeem. Hey, Jordan.
Uh,
Jordan's on muted.
do you got y'all got YouTube playing in the background or?
No. One second, guys. 1 second.
Okay, there we go. My bad, fellas. Sorry for the silliness. Okay, let's talk about the Baltimore Ravens. So, um, they had a big loss again last week. Got beaten by the Houston Texans by 44-10. Now, the past few games they've been playing, they've been getting blown out. Even though Lamar Jackson has been playing this year, a lot of people had this team going to the Super Bowl. Now they're starting with a 1-4 record. It might best believe that it might miss the playoffs, and if they do, it might put their head coach John Harbaugh into the hot seat. So it's a chance that even though if you look at the schedule, they can come through. It looks like with the Baltimore Ravens, this year might not be this year how bad they started. So we do have a clip from the coach from the coach Hakeem. So go ahead and play the clip. And after that, we'll chop it up.
Disappointed with that. Did not expect to see that. Thought we'd play a lot better than that based on the way we practiced. And hats off to them. They played a really good game, made a bunch of plays, did a great job on first down. We did not. Built a rhythm really throughout the game. We did not. So just a complete disappointment. And we're going to have to find a way to turn it around and figure out who we are this next week and then into the bye and after the bye. We're going to have more than half the season left, and we're going to have to find ourselves. So that's what our aim will be going forward. All right, obviously got beaten every way you can get beat.
Jordan, you muted.
How they looking out with their defense? Because a lot of people had to go to the Super Bowl, but how their defense is looking, especially this year, they might miss the playoffs. And a lot of people are worried about the Baltimore Ravens, how they looking. So I'm gonna start with you, Ronnie, man. How you feel about Baltimore? Do you feel like they go even make the playoffs, go to the Super Bowl, or do you feel like this year it's not their year this year?
This year's not the year, John. Right now, what happened with the Baltimore Ravens and dealing with a lot of injuries, same thing as the 49ers. I worry about Joe, Joe Harbaugh didn't know that it was gonna go. John Harbaugh didn't know it was gonna be this way. You know, sometimes when you go into the season, you expect to be like the superior team, but then you realize stuff does happen. And unfortunately, with the Baltimore Ravens, stuff is happening. You got Lamar Jackson who's injured right now currently. Now you also have Derrick Henry who don't even know where he's at currently at the moment. You don't know if he's a running back or he's someone that need to be put on the bench. So they're dealing with a lot of issues as a team. So for them to be successful and try to head to the Super Bowl, remember they still got to deal with the Chiefs, Baltimore Ravens, not Baltimore, Buffalo Bills, and also you got also the Pittsburgh Steelers. So those type of teams are very structured, and I don't know if John Harbaugh, this is their year. I think we should call it a wrap. They're already 4-1. They got to win the rest of the game for them to go to the Super Bowl, and it's going to be very difficult. Go ahead, Hakeem. You're muted, Hakeem.
I had predicted this before. I said I knew they wasn't going to shake nothing. He still doesn't understand what's going on. He still doesn't understand the mechanics of football. He's a great athlete, but there's just better teams out there. We just hope to see how he run these plays and see if they can bounce back.
Yeah, for me, I don't think it's Lamar Jackson issue. I definitely think it's a head coaching issue. And Ronnie, you spit it on the money. You know, everybody deals with injuries. But look at the 49ers. Even though they have a lot of injuries, even though they got a backup quarterback, you guys still lead the division. You guys, only lost one game. When it comes to John Harbaugh and everything, he's been a coach there for like over 15 years now. And last time he went to the Super Bowl was 2012. After that, he hasn't been anywhere. So I think, when it comes to John Harper, I think his voice is getting old, and it's really, really showing because we know the Baltimore Ravens. They stand back as a team of defense built by Ray Lewis, and we're seeing that like really this year. It's like I don't know if their defensive coordinators out of whack and everything, but they're getting blown out, especially at home. Like, come on, Houston, they're not playing this well this year. And Houston they came blow them out. My team, the Detroit Lions, we came there, bust them up and everything. So yeah, man, right now it's really a coaching thing right now. Can they turn around? Absolutely. But this year, I'm with you, Ronnie, because I had to go to the Super Bowl when that pick doesn't look good for me right now. So if they do miss a playoff, I think John Paul is really going to be on the high seat, and they might let him go. So this is unfortunate for the Baltimore Ravens, and hopefully, after this they can turn it around. But right now, they are not looking so good right now.
I don't think they'll miss the playoff. I think they'll be in the hunt because you see the Dolphins not playing well, like other teams not doing good. So I think they'll be in the hunt. But let's see what happens. They still have time to turn around. It's only week 5 going to week 6. Let's see what happens when they take a bye week. I think they have a bye week next week, if I'm not believing so. But let's see what happens. Shout out to Evelyn that's in the building. Lovely Evelyn's in the building. Wirehouse also in the building. Said the world cares about the Dallas Cowboys, not the Ravens. Man, Wahai, y'all had the Jets. Dolphins
Right.
beat the Jets. Relax.
The Jets look like the worst team in the NFL right now.
Now, y'all going to one of y'all rival team. I think y'all gonna face. I think it's the New York Giants. Let's see how that do it because that's always a rival when it becomes the Cowboys and the Giants. Let's see how that turns around. Shout out to Bubblegum. He said true. And also the lovely Evelyn's also in the building. Shout out to those right now, 70 people right now watching us on Bingo Live. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit that notification bell on the right hand side so y'all never miss it when we go live. Moving along to money. Money makes the world go around. Money makes our pockets fat. Jordan, what's going on when it comes to aspect of financial news, big dog?
Let's get into it. Let's talk about the job market. We had talked about it before, but we're gonna really dial in again about AI. We're in 2025 and we see a lot of AI coming, day by day, month by month. But we're going to see in the next few years of how AI is really going to change the job market when it comes to us working in the job field. So we do have a clip from Yahoo Finances. Go ahead, I can't play the first 3 minutes of it, and after that, we will chop it up.
71% of Americans worry that AI will lead to permanent job loss. That's according to a recent Reuters Ipsos poll. According to the data, though, that isn't necessarily happening. The labor market has remained pretty stable, with the share of workers that are in jobs highly exposed to AI holding steady, as according to a different survey from the Yale Budget Lab. Our next guest has insight into how AI is changing the job market. We've got Allison Srivastava, an economist at Indeed. Allison, thanks for being here. So there is all of this sort of confusion and debate, and there's sort of anecdotal stories, but then there's what's really happening. What's really happening? How, especially for entry-level workers, how is AI transforming or not the job market?
So I think what's really interesting about the report that we looked at for AI in relation to jobs is that we took it as a set of skills, right? Rather than jobs, whether or not they'll be taken by AI or adopted. You can think of a job as a set of different skills, and some of those skills can be handled by Gen AI pretty well, and there's others that really can't. And so I think that thinking about things in terms of what skills can you leverage as a person and which skills can you really use AI to leverage and show that you can adopt both.
And so what did you all conclude then as a result of looking at it as skills-based?
So there is quite a big variation across sectors, but about 46% of jobs have some kind of hybrid integration. So AI is certainly going to impact your job, a lot of the skills within your job, but not necessarily take your job in whole. And so trying to figure out, what sets of skills within your job can be outsource, as it were, using Gen AI, as opposed to where you really do need that human touch, I think can kind of help you navigate that fear around AI in the job market.
And so, for people who are out there looking for jobs, what advice, could they draw from this study as to what they need to do, what skills they need to develop, whether that be AI or some of the so-called soft skills?
So I think that this is where, people have a really big advantage because AI is pretty new, right? It's not really worked into a lot of course curriculum. So a lot of the training that you can do to adopt AI skills and have employers really accept those AI skills can be done at home, can be done independently. So I do think that there is an opportunity there for people. If I were on the job market today, I'd probably be looking at where can I really integrate AI into everyday tasks, improve that. So even things as simple as helping write emails or annotating notes from meetings, showing that you are adaptable, that you.
Yeah, I think the big key words he said about really being adapted when it comes to AI coming when it comes to the job market. So that was, pretty good what she said about there. But go ahead, Ronnie, man. What's your take about, AI, coming to the job market and also how people got to adapt into what AI is coming into the job market?
I'm gonna be totally honest with you. People are all really nervous about when it comes to aspect of AI because AI is taking a lot of jobs that people would normally have. Prime example. So when you're dealing with the youth normally want to work at McDonald's, Subway, or even these fast food joints. But now you have AI who's taking over, makes it hard for young kids that's trying to be out there in the workforce. Now, do AI make our life easier? Of course. If you're a computer programmer or you work in the office, now you have ChatGPT, you have other software that's able to help you out to help with your grammar corrections and stuff like that. So AI is there to be is useful. It's a useful tool. However, it could also be a dangerous thing, like when I say when it comes to the aspect of the workforce. Like certain jobs, like right now, people don't normally want to do, to me, use AI. People don't want to be farmers right now because we're dealing with the immigration crisis. Have AI do it. Help out the farmers because they need workers right now. That there's things that they can use AI for, but I think like for the small little job like somebody would normally does, I think it shouldn't be no AI for it. That's just my opinion. I don't think it should be AI for it because now when you go to the grocery store, there's self-automated people that robots that clean the floors. They don't even need janitors anymore. Go ahead, Akeem.
Brothers, for years y'all been hearing me say the robots are coming, the robots are coming. They're here. I use AI every day. It is the most best tool ever. Whoever is not learning to use it is going to get left behind. Mark my words, she was just being nice. There's AI in healthcare, AI in finance, AI this. There's AI agents that we can get in to make money. I'm telling you, it's going to take a lot of people's jobs. When y'all was doing accounting, inventory, even inventory at the stores, I barely see people do inventory at Walmart anymore. They got AI. The robots go around, scan and see what's missing and send people to go fill them. So I'm telling people now, take a free AI course. Learn how to prompt. Learn how to input information and get information. This is the best time to be alive. Trust me, you're going to regret it.
And what does Hakeem talk about people? He means like people like our age and up. We know people in younger ages, they're gonna born with AI. Like with us, we was born with internet, you know. We're savvy with internet and everything, which maybe our grandparents, they're not savvy with the phones and everything. But yeah, according to us, it's here. It's like it's right in our face. We're not gonna get away with it. AI is here. It's in your phone. It's in your phones. It's in your television. I got Alexa who enhances AI and everything. So it's going to be very, very helpful. And also when it comes to jobs and everything, we definitely going when it comes to us, being millennials and older generations, we definitely going to see a shift in the next 5 to 10 years when it comes to AI, meaning either we definitely got to adapt to AI, in order, to keep our jobs or also to keep us in the flow and everything. Because when it comes to our young generation, I'm not worried about it. They, like I said, they're gonna be born with AI. They're gonna know what jobs to get and everything. They already know what's gonna do. For us and everything, if you want to, I know a lot of people are like, they don't want to mess with it and everything. Hey, you don't have to do it. There's always, go try to be a plumber, be a construction worker. Jobs that the AI may not intercept just yet, or maybe later in the future, but it's very, very important for us to adapt. Me, I was kind of saying I don't want to right now, but it's right in my face. Use it and use it well. And I'm using it and I love it and I enjoy it. And people that's older than us, when it comes to your job market, follow up into it, because you do not want to be left behind, because you're gonna be left behind. You're gonna be that type of person. I miss the good old days and everything. That. Well, okay, that was the good old days for you, but you got to live in the present. As long as you live in the present and also adapt to things, adapt to things, to change and everything, you'll be easier adaptable to either to keep your job or join to another job that works for AI. So AI is a good thing for us for the present, also for the future as well.
Shout out to True Number Favorite. Say good day, my brother. Hope all is well. Praise God. Shout out to True, man. That's in the building. This is my only issue with AI, man. Cause like right now, I went to Vegas. Right now they're working on selfless Ubers and selfless cars. Pretty soon, Uber drivers. So then, what they gonna do for employment? Hakeem and Jordan. AI is such a good thing.
It started over here. We have Waymo selfless cars over here. I mean, it's really not affected people with Ubers and everything, but it's adaptable. So I know they have Waymo here, they have Waymo in Austin. I think they have Waymo in Atlanta. So when it comes to selfless cars, I don't think it's going to impact that much, because and there are some cities like the Midwest that they're not really going to adapt to it. But other than that, we have way more cars for like 3 or 4 years right now, and when it comes to big cities, I don't think it's going to affect. I don't think it's going to affect people that drive like Ubers and everything like that. How I'm seeing it and everything, unless I'm seeing an increase of people don't want to drive no more. But I feel like people our ages and even younger people, they still want to drive and everything until we see maybe the next generation, our young generation, when we see a lot of people don't want to drive no more. That's probably the next generation, maybe another 40 or 50 years. So that's how I see it. How about you, Hakeem?
It's coming, but you are right. We're still maybe 20 years in between. We might not even be here by that time, but we will see some changes though. I could see there might not be no bus drivers. I could really see that, because buses are in like a straight line. They don't have to go too much. I could see the bus being replaced by AI.
Trains too.
trains too. I can see the stores being taken over. But as far as just Uber drivers, truckers, we're still very far from that.
Yeah, I gotta see how China and Japan do it when it comes to aspect of AI because to them it's a normal thing. You see them Chinese, they go about the normal business like it's just part of the way of living, a whole different world. So that's pretty much what we're heading to. You know, Trump is very adamant when it comes to AI. He said he wants us to be pretty much up to date because we're behind, pretty much a couple of centuries back. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember to click all because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Shout out to True to Damn Favorite that's in the building. Thank you so much for being here. We really do greatly appreciate it. Moving on to hip-hop. Hip-hop. Jordan, what's going on when it comes to aspect of hip-hop news, big dog?
Well, it came over the Friday of the weekend, but I definitely want to hear our thoughts about it. You know, Diddy has been sentenced to over 50 months in jail, which is about four years. So it does include the time that he has served. So with what he was sentenced, you know, he could get out in the next 2 to 3 years with extra good behavior and everything. So and also Diddy is requested to serve his prison and sentence at Fort Dix, which I believe is deep in New Jersey, which I think it's a low maximum security prison which he wants to go to and everything. So yeah, man, we found out Friday that he got 4 years in prison. You know, I know that the defense wanted him to get out immediately. You know, the question was released, but you know, for some people thought it's just right. Some people think he should get longer, but he has this sentence of 50 months or 4 years in prison. So go with you, Ronnie. Do you think this was a win for Diddy of the sentences that he got, which is 4 years in prison?
No, I don't think this is a win for Diddy at all. I think they lowball Diddy. They just don't want him out because they are afraid of the stuff he might be doing when he's out. Now, even though he is sentenced to 4 years with I think 3 months or so, a couple of months. I don't know if it's 3 or 4. Diddy will probably get his time served because his legal team is trying to appeal the case for Diddy so he could try to be out as soon as possible. Because remember, they charged him for something that the jurors find him not guilty of, and that's the thing that they are trying to understand. So by them going back and forth with the courts, with the judge, and also with the prosecution, Diddy probably be out less than a year. Some people say 2 years, but I say less than a year. They're really trying extremely hard to get him out. But this is a L for Diddy. I don't think this is a win. He thought he was coming home, and then when he found out he was sentenced to 4 years, the man literally bowed down and cried. You know, it was sad to see, man. Go ahead, Akin.
On the real though, man, they railroaded that man. They railroaded him.
I agree.
I don't think for transporting prostitutes he should have got that much. It's crazy to see that. He should just be home. Like the whole case is still like smoke and mirrors. So to keep him, it just shows the injustice that the judicial system court is. When people are coming home for shootings, they're coming home for shootings, and he's getting 4 years for just taking a hoe up the street.
Yeah, when it comes to the sentences and when it comes to the judge that he had with Diddy, you know, I know that the judge wasn't going to be lightly with Diddy. You know, with the 2 counts that he did get was the prostitution. You know, I believe the judge was definitely going to give him some time. You know, unfortunately, the defendants and also his children, which they took a stand of crying, really telling the judge, hey, you know, my father's a good guy. We're scared. We were scared since we don't have it at home. All that type of things. And we just want our father back home. But unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. He got us. He got 4 years in prison. So, like Ronnie said, the defendants are really trying to put us a pill to get out immediately and see what that works out. But hey, man, hopefully, like I said, Diddy, he'll spend, with the time that he has served, hopefully get out, an extra 2 years of good behavior. And 2 to 3 years from now, Diddy will be out. But also, Diddy's defense is working really hard to try to get him out, trying to get that appeal done. So,
Like always, shout out to I'll be Ward that's in the building. And peace to KI Culture Radio. Peace to the chat. Killer Swag also in the building. Appreciate the wins. And he said you got the ICI. Yeah, thank you guys so much. I don't know what happened to you guys, Range. We just went ahead and just gave you guys back your wrenches. I don't know what's going on there. But shout out to you guys, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember, we go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Like always, shout out to everybody that continue to watch us all across the board. We really do greatly appreciate you guys for tuning in. You already know it is Fresh Start Monday. We got a lot of things to talk about. And the first thing we're going to talk about is LeBron James. Jordan, what's going on with LeBron James tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Time?
Yeah, so LeBron James will be doing a second decision when it comes to tomorrow. If he having some big news coming out tomorrow, and a lot of people were speculating that this might be his last year. So remember he did his first decision back in 2010, which he chose to go to see what team's gonna go to, and he chose to go to Miami Heat, and now he's doing another big decision. And tomorrow we will find out what his decision is gonna be. And we do have a little snippet of what LeBron plays. So go ahead, can you play that little snippet? And after that, we'll chop it up. So there it is. So when it comes to him playing with the Lakers, this is his last. This will be his last year play with the Lakers. He does not have an extension with the Los Angeles Lakers. So it looks like he might play his contract out. So we don't, and people are thinking with the second decision that people are thinking it might be his last year. So tomorrow we will find out the big news. So we're gonna speculate ourselves. So go ahead, Ronnie, man. What's your take on tomorrow? What do you think LeBron's gonna say tomorrow? Do you think that he might retire? Maybe he's farewell tour. You on mute, Ronnie?
I don't think he's gonna retire. I think he's gonna want to play with his other son that's about to get ready to graduate college very soon. So I think he's gonna wait a little bit longer. I give LeBron James about 2 more years. LeBron James is an extremely healthy guy and very athletic for his age. So I don't see him retiring at all. He loved the game of basketball. He loved to work with other people and also other teams. So if you ask me, would he stay with the Lakers? No. He getting Luke Doncic pretty much ready to take over the Lakers, and he might go somewhere else like he normally do. Go ahead, Eric.
I think it's about time for him to go. I think he's done what he has to. He's a champion. He put the stats up on the board. I honestly think he's going to retire. There's no need for him to do that. He's not as fast as he used to. He still plays very well, but this is a different game we're talking about. And like you say, Luka Doncic should be ready to handle that. They do need a big man over there. At the Lakers. They're not going to win no championships. I'm going to just say that. They ain't winning no championships. They'll be maybe third in the league, but LeBron, bow down gracefully. Let's retire all your jerseys and collect all your shoes and call it a day.
Yeah, this will be year 23 for him. And he wore his number 23. Sounds like to me this is his farewell tour right here. I think he's going to announce it, because like I said, when people announce things like this, especially a superstar like him, they definitely want to get a farewell tour. I remember Kobe had his, Michael Jordan got his on the second retirement when he won his 6th championship and everything. And I think great players like that do make major announcements like this and do want a farewell tour. Now, for me, I think what would be icing on the cake if he does announce it. And I think in the middle of the season, he could trade it to going back to Cleveland with the farewell tour and try to win a championship in Cleveland. That would be ice on the cake if, he does go farewell tour and then he gets traded to Cleveland, which, we started his career, won a championship with the career. And I think that would be very, very dope. And then if he won a championship with the Cleveland Cavaliers, well, that would be one of the best in it. They'll put that down, one of the best in this in superstar sports history, if that ever been done. But yeah, when it comes to the announcement, I think he's going to retire, and that he's going to plan to retire, and it's going to be a big, big farewell tour of every city he goes to. And people are going to celebrate him from all the cities that he goes to away games. And then for me, go to Cleveland, get traded, try to win a championship there, and after that, that would be one of the best. People will write that probably be one of the best innings ever for a superstar like LeBron James.
To me, I want to know who's gonna take his trophy after he's gone. Because LeBron James put a lot of stats up in the board. It's gonna be extremely hard for these players to come in there and try to win it. It's extremely hard. But let's see. Let's see what happens. Shout out to MVSD. Say King Von. We're not talking about King Von. King Von. Killer Swag said they got a Drajan Aiken over there who is a big man. They're good. I believe so. I think they're good. But they still have some opposition they gotta face. But let's see what happens. Moving on to other trending news. What's going on with Mark Sanchez?
Yeah, so this is a crazy story. So over the weekend, at first, it was reported that Mark Sanchez was stabbed and he went to the hospital. And then the story really got escalated and everything. And then we found out that Mark Sanchez was stabbed by a person, but it all started with Mark Sanchez. They had a video of him being, looked like he was drunk, and he was messing with a guy who was delivering the food to the hotel. And Mark Sanchez said he couldn't park there. And then after that, Mark Sanchez went into the person's car, and I believe he's in his late 60s, and they got into a scruffle and everything. The man sprayed Mark Sanchez with pepper spray. It didn't work, and then after that, he got stabbed, and cops was called, and ambulance was involved. So he went to the hospital with critical conditions. And after that, Mark Sanchez was arrested and charged for assault. Charged for assaulting the man and a few other charges he has as well. So go ahead, Hakeem. We have two videos. So play the first video, and after that, play the second video, which they see him walking, intoxicated.
Is facing misdemeanor charges after an alleged drunken fight with a truck driver.
I'll be calling the medic to Eskenazi. Patient's critical right now.
Police say Sanchez approached a 69-year-old truck driver in the loading dock of a downtown Indianapolis hotel. The driver told police Sanchez smelled of alcohol and his speech was slurred. Court records say Sanchez climbed into the truck and prevented the driver from calling for help before there was a fight, and Sanchez shoved the driver. Sanchez ended up pepper sprayed and stabbed multiple times after the driver told police he thought to himself, "This guy's trying to kill me."
This is a situation that didn't need to happen and should not have happened. The allegations involved here involve a 38-year-old former professional athlete becoming involved in a physical confrontation with a 69-year-old man who is just attempting to do his job.
Sanchez, who played 8 seasons in the NFL, was in Indianapolis to be part of the broadcast team for Sunday's Colts-Raiders game.
Mark Sanchez was involved in an incident that, to be honest, we're all still trying to wrap our heads around. At this time, our thoughts and prayers are with Mark, his family, and all those involved.
Sanchez is now charged with battery, unlawful entry to a motor vehicle, and public intoxication, and he's tentatively set to appear in court tomorrow.
Maybe we'll get some more answers there.
So that was Mark Sanchez. Later that Saturday night, which is seen that he is being intoxicated, and I believe he's headed back to his hotel. Right before the incident happened.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. So yeah, go ahead, Ronnie, man. With all the information that we got, what's your take on it?
Whew. It's crazy how you get stabbed and then later on you get arrested. To me, that was the craziest story yet. And the person is like seeking charges for that. And you can see that he got stabbed. You can see it on his shirt. Man, this is crazy how they got this post. But I would keep telling people some of these news anchors or sports anchors do live secret lives. And after they get exposed, you're like, wow, it's just shocking. Because remember, at one point he was the quarterback for the New York Jets. And then to see him like go down bad like this is just sad to see, man. Wow, incredible. Hakeem, your thoughts on it?
Man, a lot of these guys be having problems off the field, and clearly he's an alcoholic, and I wonder if it's CTE messing him up. You know what I mean? That got him drinking like that. So I pray for him, man. Hopefully he can beat this over. But we know that analyst job is out the door.
It is, because I think it was Fox. Is it Fox?
Yeah, it's Fox. It's Fox. Yeah,
No.
and the thing is, it's like, when you do stuff like this, you're not just messing up yourself. You're messing with your family because I believe he is married. He does have a kid and everything. So when you do stuff like this, when you lose your job and everything, that you put your family on the line because of the money and everything, and it makes you look bad and everything. So I was surprised. I was surprised after we found out the information when he got stabbed. I was like, oh shoot, why somebody stabbed Mark Sanchez in Indianapolis? Because I've been in Indianapolis before, and when it comes to downtown, it's you don't got to look at your back out, look at your back and everything because downtown is very, very beautiful. It's nothing crazy like that. But to see him get in a situation like that, and to me, he got lucky because if he was in in another state like Arizona or Southern state, usually people they'll have a gun, they'll shoot him. So he lucky, he had a knife and everything, and he'll stab because if he went in a different state, like Arizona or Texas, something like that, where they like armed to carry or Florida. Sure, if that was that man, he was in Florida or Arizona or something like that, he probably would have got shot. So really lucky for him, Mark Sanchez. He got stabbed and everything, but yeah, that Fox situation is gone, and the police they do have all of information he got, and that's why he got charged. He has charged, with the misdemeanor and everything, and I pray for Mark Sanchez. I'm just very surprised that somebody like Mark Sanchez would do something like this. But look at the information. Look like he needs some help.
Like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember, click all because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Main topic on today's show: Jordan, what's going on in Chicago, Illinois versus President Donald J. Trump?
Yeah, so we seen over the weekend has how Trump did deploy the National Guard into Chicago, and then we saw a big viral clip on how the National Guards was raiding an apartment building, and they was taking a lot of people out, black kids, put them onto the ground because they was trying to find a Venezuelan gang, and that went viral. And now that we seeing that. We found the state of Illinois and Chicago is suing Trump and administration over the national deployment that he sent to Chicago. So we do have the clip, Hakeem. So go ahead and play the clip, and after that, we'll chop it up.
Illinois is suing the president and his administration to stop the deployment of the military to Chicago. This comes after a federal judge blocked the administration from deploying any federal troops to Portland, Oregon. Let's turn now to CBS News Justice correspondent Scott McFarlane for much more on this. Scott, thank you for your time today. Can you take us through these rulings and what could come next for Oregon and Illinois?
Amid all these disputes, there's one unifying thread. We are in a golden era of legal filings by the tonnage. You can print enough paper to keep up with what's going on in the federal courthouses in America, in part because of these National Guard challenges. A federal judge in Oregon, appointed by President Trump during Trump's first term, late last night, ruled that you can't send out-of-state National Guard troops to Portland lawfully either. So it's not just the Oregon National Guard that she has blocked, but also the deployment of the California National Guard to Portland, or potentially the Texas National Guard to Portland. She refers to her earlier ruling in which she said it's unlawful to deploy the Guard in this way under these circumstances. So for 2 weeks now, any further deployments, or really any deployments of the National Guard there, are on hold. It's a 2-week pause. Now in Illinois, where the president has suggested, if not begun the process of deploying National Guard troops to Chicago and the Chicagoland area, there's a legal challenge by the state of Illinois to try to have a federal judge there block, or at least pause, the deployment of Guard troops. These types of legal challenges, add them to the pile of hundreds of legal challenges filed so far in the first year of the president's second term.
Yeah. White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller, he posted on X earlier today. He said there's no legal distinction between a state volunteering guardsmen to guard the border and volunteering guardsmen to guard a federal immigration facility. Either we have a federal government, a supremacy clause, and a nation, or we don't. So, Scott, what does Miller mean by that? And what does that mean for similar legal fights going forward, including this newest lawsuit by the state of Illinois?
Well, there'd be any number of responses from critics of the administration to what Stephen Miller says there, but I think the primary one is he is equating the southern border, where in so many cases the National Guard has had a regular presence, or at least an invited presence by Republican governors, with cities across America where there is opposition to the president, including from local leadership, where the Guard has not been invited and where, unambiguously, they have argued the Guard is not needed. And Portland's mayor and the governor of Oregon so successfully argued that the Guard is not needed, that local law enforcement is more than up for the task of handling any unrest. The federal judge noted it as part of the ruling and the opinion there. There is going to be more of these flashpoints that surface. There will be more legal challenges. It's a matter of where, not if, according to so many critics of the administration.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're seeing a lot of these politicians in Chicago, in the city of Chicago, and Illinois, they're not liking what Trump is doing. I'm sending these National Guards to try to find fugitives and dangerous immigrants, which the National Guard was looking for the Venezuelan gang when they approached the apartment complex. So I'm gonna start with you, Ronnie. Do you agree or you disagree with Chicago and also the state of Illinois of suing the Trump situation of sending National Guards into the state of Illinois?
I love that. I love the idea of the National Guard being sent to Chicago because, like, when Chicago really was on the panel and we were talking about it with also Truth Never Favorite, Chicago needed a cleanup. The crime rate over there in Chicago was doing extremely, even though it was doing slightly well. However, there's still crime within when it comes to certain type of areas. So now, with the military being deployed over there, it kind of eased everything down. Now, of course, there's other videos right now when it comes to aspect of ICE, them over there raiding certain part of South Side Chicago. So there's people have a mixed emotion. A lot of Chicago natives are really conflicted when it comes to aspect of the truth and also the military being deployed over there because of the same fact they feel a lot of ease. Other people agree with it because they say, hey, they clean up Chicago. But at the end of the day, we got to give it some time. We got to see how it's going to go in the next several months, if they're going to be there for long term or just for the short term to bring into order, and after that they dissipate. And right now, as the government being shut down, Trump has power to do whatever he wants. That's what people fail to realize. When the government is shut down, he can pretty much send to wherever they want to go. There's nothing really they can do about it. The government don't have no power at this point. Go ahead, Akeem.
I'm ready for them to take down Chicago, Houston, Memphis. You name it. Was there crime? We need it. I know a lot of people like to live very liberal and they feel like things are wrong, but we are living in tyranny. Our neighborhoods are hostage by homegrown terrorists. So we need to be able to tackle this issue and extinguish the threat so we can be able to live comfortable lives. A lot of people are not going to agree with it. Some who are liberals and conservative, but this is what we need to do to make sure that life is better for the next generation. I don't care about what's going on. Let's just get this shit together. Let's get the crime out. Because you want to know why? When Chicago becomes safe, I'm gonna go get a pizza. A butter pizza.
I think when it comes to this administration, also how a lot of liberal states are not like what Trump is doing. I think in this time in America, we're living very very hostile, very very hostile when it comes to America, and when it comes to that, it might get very very dangerous. We're seeing that a city of Chicago, which is a liberal city, and not too fond of Trump of sending his troops and everything, sending his troops to Chicago and really trying to what he says trying to clean up the crime, which it comes to illegal immigrants that is in the city and everything. So and I'm seeing more of that when it comes to also here in Portland, Oregon, because a lot of people don't know. A lot of people know on the west side that Trump did send national troops to Portland, Oregon, and I just saw that Gavin Newsom, he's also threatened to sue Donald Trump of sending National Guards in Portland, Oregon as well. So we're definitely going to see a big fight when it comes to liberal states and also the state of Trump and everything. And people that they are liberal, I feel like they're going to, it's going to be a lot of things that we might not see come out for the liberals. Meaning me having maybe seen some fighting when it comes to people that's conservative and everything. I'm not really talking about National Guards, or people who who do have conservative thoughts, that does like Trump or does not like Trump and everything. And I feel like when it comes to political views of some people that do like Trump and everything, I feel like with people that's liberal, who is hardcore liberal, I feel like it's going to get sticky, and I feel like it's going to be some fighting when it comes to people of conservatives and liberal thoughts and everything, and that's what I don't want to see as American as us as Americans. We might have disagreements about our conservative views and liberal views and everything, but it doesn't have to go to trying to fight one another or talk to each other in a nasty way and everything. Agree or disagree, and that's a possible lit. But some people do disagree with the Donald Trump situation, everything. But I mean, this is how it gonna goes and everything. So we're seeing that the liberal politics, they're trying to do as best what they can to sue wherever they can and see if they can take it to the Supreme Court, and then the Supreme Court can see if Trump doing something legal or he's doing something illegal. So yeah, I could just see in the next year or so that the state of America when it comes to what Trump's doing, and a lot of people that really disagree with Donald Trump and everything, I can see things to go way worse right now when it comes to in the state of America.
Shout out to Know Your Word that's in the building. Guys, let us know what you think about this issue with that whole aspect when it comes to the military being sent to Chicago, Illinois. Moving on to other trending news. Jordan, what's going on with Deion Sanders with his health issue again?
Yeah, so the Colorado football team, they're not doing very, very good right now. They all really has been on the losing streak, and with all this losses, Deion Sanders is saying that he's dealing with more blood clots, in his body, in his body. It could have been him involved. It could be like him. We saw him having health issues. He did have cancer. He did had problem with his feet and everything. So. Right now, his health issues not doing good, and it might jeopardize. If his health continues, we might see Deion Sanders may not coach due to his health issues. So go ahead, Hakeem, play the clip of Deion Sanders talking about he might have health issues, and after that, we'll chop it up.
I think I got more blood clots. Cat's out the bag, all right? I think I got more blood clots, man. It don't make sense. I'm hurting like crazy. I got the doctor's appointment Monday to see what time it is. So that's what's going on. I'm not getting blood to my leg. That's why my leg is dropping. I'm sorry to get that out, but thank you for noticing. I think I got more blood clots. Cat's out.
Yeah, so he did have blood clots before in his past, and he did have to get a couple of toes amputated. And with him coaching, it's really, really good. But we've seen that with more of his health issues, it's really having a big problem in his health. And maybe at the end of the day, maybe he had to step away from coaching. But we'll see. So go ahead, Ronnie, man. What's your take on Deion Sanders' health issues?
He need to step away from coaching. The thing with Deion Sanders, got to realize, man, health is wealth. When your body's letting you know something's wrong, it's time to say, you know what, it's time to hang the coat up, coach. You did a phenomenal job last year. You have two. You have your son that's in the NFL. You also have your son that you consider a son, Travis Hunter, that's playing for the Jacksonville Jaguars, who was playing tonight against the Chiefs. To me, just hang it up. You gave these kids the opportunity to be under Coach Prime, under you. You mentor, coach these kids. And I understand you have the love and passion for the game, but your health is telling you that, you need to be home, relaxing, feet up, and laying up on the beach somewhere. That's what you got to do. Retirement is not a bad thing. And I think these men got to understand that you work so hard, now your body's giving out. Your body's letting you know that, hey, it's time to give it up. And, a lot of people say he's using his sickness as an excuse. That's the reason why Colorado ain't winning. I don't know what the excuse is about. At the end of the day, to me, Coach Prime need to get his help in order. And the best thing you do is just hang it up and let someone else be coach. Go ahead, Ike.
Brother, I'm going to second that and say he needs to pack it up. You did your thing. Listen, this is the third time or second time, and it's not getting even worse. He's limp. He's limping. Man, sometimes I'm wondering, is these guys having money problems for them to keep wanting to work so hard like this. This is why, man, I don't know if that's the case. I know that shouldn't be the case, but hey, it's just time to pack it up. And I pray for him and Carucci. I pray for Carucci too.
Oh yeah, Hakeem. One of the reasons he is coaching is because of love for the kids. You know, he loves coaching kids. He always loved coaching kids. He coached kids, you know, back in high school with his son, and he loves coaching kids in college. So I don't think he does have plenty of money, but I think it's a love of coaching kids. But when it comes to your health, Deion, you know, health is first. You did a phenomenal job at Colorado. You know, you put Colorado on the map, especially with your son playing there, Shedeur Sanders, and also what's his name? The cornerback receiver that's not playing for Jacksonville Jaguars. Having a name can't get out my mouth. But going back to Deion, yes, thank you. I couldn't come out my mouth.
Hey, didn't he just had a baby?
Yes.
No. Yes.
Yes, he did. So congratulations. So yeah, back to Deion, man. If you get bad like this, I believe this should be his last year. And really just focus on your health, man. It's just, you know, earlier this year he found out he had cancer, and now he's doing more blood clots and everything. It's just, I think it should be his last year, and it's just really focus on your health, brother. You helped so many kids during your life of coaching in high school and also in college. And I know you want to keep coaching and everything, or this, you know, if you got to take a year or two off, just focus on your health, and then everything's come back and do that and everything. If you need to take some time off, get some rest. But brother, we are praying for you, Deion. Hopefully it's not too bad, because if it is that bad, if it's leg, like, hopefully you don't gotta amputate his leg like a LeVar Ball. But yeah, man, we're praying for you, Deion. Hopefully it's not too serious, and prayers to you, Deion. We're always gonna be praying for you, my brother.
Oh no, your boy said that's sad how old he is. He needs to retire. He really do need to retire. Moving along to other trending news, Jordan. What's going on with that young tragic death of that young boy that was going to play for the NFL? And man, that's so sad, man.
Yeah, so we had covered this story months ago about Kyren Lacy, about he committed suicide. He was a former wide receiver at LSU. And so, what he was charged with, neglected homicide, felony hit and run, and reckless operation of vehicle. This was back in December of last year. Now there has been new evidence found out that he was innocent, and found out he wasn't even kind of near the area of the incident. And it does have cameras show that he was away from the incident. It does show evidence that he was not near the accident, and this right here would show that he has proved his innocence. Unfortunately, you know, he committed suicide earlier this year, and you know, we do have the clip of him, new images of him being proven innocent. So go ahead, Hakeem, play the clip, and after that, we're chopping up.
That's right. So Kyren Lacy's attorney says that he looked at every piece of evidence, including surveillance video, body cam footage, and the investigative report by the Lafourche Parish District Attorney's Office. During that interview shared with us by Homa TV, the attorney says reports between the District Attorney's Office and state police do not add up. During a recent interview on Homa TV, former LSU football star Kyren Lacy's attorney, Matt Orey, says data and surveillance video shows Lacy was more than 70 yards away from a collision on State Highway 20 in Lafourche Parish that killed 78-year-old Herman Hall in December of 2024.
At the time of impact, he's 72.6 yards behind the vehicles at the time of impact.
Following that wreck, Lacy was accused of being at fault for the crash and turned himself into state police in January on counts of negligent homicide, felony hit and run, and reckless operation of a vehicle. At the time of his arrest, Louisiana State Police stated that Lacy, who was driving a green Dodge Charger, illegally passed multiple vehicles, causing a vehicle traveling in the opposite direction to avoid Lacy by swerving and crashing head-on into the vehicle that Herman Hall was a passenger in. Orey says Lacy was too far away to have any effect on the crash.
Kyren Lacy did, in fact, pass 4 cars. There's no disputing that. Further north, Kyren Lacy passed 4 cars. However, he was back in his lane of travel 92.3 yards. Back in his lane, behind Mr. Hall.
In a statement sent to WWL Friday night, Louisiana State Police said in response to the Homa TV interview in part, investigative findings revealed that Mr. Lacey's reckless driving while approaching oncoming traffic led to the events of the crash.
The very last line of the report from the district attorney's office says, the evidence submitted in the crash report does not support that Kyron Lacey should have known that his actions were the cause of the crash that happened approximately 72 yards in front of him.
Ori suggests a state trooper was trying to influence one witness on how to describe the crash. But during that exchange, the witness involved in the crash can be heard blaming another driver who is not Lacey before the state trooper redirects the conversation to Lacey's Charger.
That lady in the back of me, she didn't know what was happening. That's how she called that record. She was running in the back of me.
So, but the Charger was coming right at you, correct? And that's why you had to slam on your brake, the head on with you. So, yeah, just make sure you include that, and that's very important.
Lacey, one of LSU's top wide receivers set to enter this year's NFL draft, took his own life with a self-inflicted gunshot wound in April.
To this day, formal charges were never accepted by the district attorney. This is over. There's no criminal proceeding.
Done.
This is about making a promise to a kid who begged you to help him.
And we are waiting for a response after reaching out to the Lafourche Parish District Attorney's Office about the investigation and that Homa TV interview. We also reached out to Matt Ori's office, and we are waiting for a response from him as well.
Yeah, so we got more evidence, and it proves to me that he was innocent. And find out what it is. So go ahead, Ronnie, man. What's your take on this?
They dropped the ball on this one very, very heavily. I won't be surprised if the parents of Lacey try to sue them for this false accusation. This is why, man, you can't be quick to take away your life, man. Sometimes you just gotta go through the process, because he would have been innocent, and he would have been in the NFL right now, man. Tragic story, man. But you know this happens all the time. A lot of these brothers get falsely accused and falsely convicted, and they find out later on that they was innocent. We gotta do better, man, as a country. Go ahead, Akeem.
This is the most disgusting stuff I've ever heard. Disgusting. And nobody can, but we know who the culprit is. The person who falsely accused him of it, but he is still going to keep his job. He's still going to falsely accuse more black people. And this is what it is. This is why. And, you know what I mean? It's just sickening to hear that. Rest in peace. You know what I mean? Rest in peace to him. And I hope his family can cope. Like, that one mistake that officer did cost a generation. The man ain't even had kids.
You're right about that, Hakeem. We're not talking about generation. We're talking about a wealth generation, which, you know, he probably would have been in the NFL. You know, I know with this going into the draft, this probably would have hit his draft stock properly, but this proving his innocence would show way more of Kyron Lacey of really, you know, just if he was alive, just sticking with it and everything, you know. But unfortunately, you know, at that age, you know, getting into the draft, dealing with a lot of pressure as a young kid, you know, he had suicidal thoughts at that time, thinking, like you said, you know, I might not be a top first round pick or anything like that, or maybe I won't get picked because of the accident I did and everything. But it's just sad. It's just sad to see, you know, that after his death, we found out he was innocent, and because of a little mistake. And yeah, I agree. As a family, man, I'll definitely sue, because, you know, this stuff right here needs to be stopped. You know, but just something small like that can affect them. It just affect the man of Kyron Lacey, just take his own life away, and it should not be this way. So, yeah, man, this is sad, and I pray for the family with this, because this is very tragic, and it's heartening.
Jordan heard him say, "Hug your kids, tell them you love them every day." Our people needs to hear this before they hurt themselves. Facts. Because our people don't know what love is, man. I agree with you 110%. Jordan heard him. We need to express our kids how much We love them. Like, share, subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember to click all because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern time. However, guys, until further notice, we only be going live only once a week, which is only Monday until things get situated in the back. After things get situated in the back, we will resume back to each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Like always, thank you guys so much for y'all support. Like Joe No Hurt 'em, Know Your Word, Killer Swag, Truth Never Favorite, the lovely Evelyn that was also in the building. Shout out to 80 people right now watching us on Bingo Live. Shout out to those people right now watching us on TikTok, Rumble, X, you name it, all across Facebook. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on this fresh start Monday. Guys, it's also very important you go to Cal Culture Radio description, in the description, where you can find the Cal Culture Radio gears, where we have the Cal Culture Radio store, where we have all the merch, all the gears, you know me. It's all in the description, and also it's also pinned on top of the chat. And also, guys, it's so very important you go to Cal Culture Radio Community Post. That's where we leave important information like, okay, when we resume back on live each and every day. And also Prince Hakeem book, Black Love, and also Raising King, that's out now, and also his album that's out now. He's also working on a new album. Trust me, guys, if y'all have not heard the singles out yet, but Broadway Fat, you need to go check it out. It's really, really dope. I love it. I love it. I love it. And like always, guys, thank you guys so much always for coming through, showing us love and support. We really do greatly appreciate it. Like always, thank you for tuning in to Cal Culture Radio. We over and out.